Hello guys, it's me Gopal Nepal and this is my new YouTube channel where I will learn myself Spring Boot and Rust and teach you guys about those content. In this video I will be demonstrate my new authentication API which I have made for my Swifting Fitness project. You can watch my first project to have more first setup and project introduction kind of intro. In this project I will do nothing, just run I will just run this API and demonstrate what I have created. So it's just my end result without explaining anything inside the code. If you want to understand how I've created a specific module, you can watch my next video where I will go into each and each part. In register I've done this. I will go into the depth of the code and explain what I've done in this project. So let's get started. Okay, so let's say a new user is registering in our application. Which API he or she must hit? Register, right? Now they will at first hit login API because they don't know whether they have account or not. At the rate youpmail.com and let's hit test at rate 1 to 3. So a new user like me always hit login in the app or website and they realize, oh, I don't have any credential in this place, and then they will try register. So before trying login, let's see is there any data inside, you know user fitness for folks. Select. So as you can see, I created a complex name for my user table, fitness folk, and for now there are no user into my database. These are the fields which a user have: ID, age, email, full name, gender, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's hit credential and I can see invalid username and password. And if any front end who is going to consume my API is wondering why I have sent errors on a list instead of a single error, because sometimes there might be multiple errors on a specific API request and we send all of those response at once. So the front end just need to do the map join of all of the list strings and show a single value on UI or in some other ways. But a front end must handle all of the possible error case which might come on the app. So by doing this, I realized that I don't have any account on the system. Then I will go into register and you know these are the field which we need in the first step of register. Okay, my name is Aradhya Nepal. Aradhya@yopmail.com. I am 22 years old, but I'm actually 22.5 years old. Let's see what happened in our system if I input this kind of data, and let's see what I input this kind of email, and what if I input no gender, null. Please enter your gender. Email is invalid. So this kind of response will be thrown to the user if they enter wrong values. But I am still confused what will happen if I enter my age in 22.5 in decimal number. So let's try it out. My recording is being done. Oh wow. So okay, this is loading, but as you can see, user is actually created with age 20. So I don't know whether it is bug or not, but I will update my readme. Think think and handle scenario when age is decimal. So look, register successfully. Please check OTP on your email to set your password. So our registration is successful. User it sent an OTP on their Gmail. Let's check it out. So I use Yopmail. It's if there is anyone who don't know about Yopmail, Yopmail is a fake, or you can read it yourself. Okay, Yopmails are disposable email address which we use mainly for testing, because when you are testing we don't share our actual credential because otherwise the another person might misuse it. I am also not supposed to share my actual age. I can share my gender, but I should have inserted some another name. But whenever you're doing testing, don't upload your actual credential. So that's why we use Yopmail and testing mail, and I created there, and I got this OTP 55122237. Okay, let's see inside the database. Select everything from user OTP, and this is the OTP which was sent to the user, and in table this is how it will be saved. The ID is one, it was created at this date, it will expire at this date. So the OTP which we send is encrypted using, I don't know what using. I just copied paste application config using using bcrypt password encoder. That's why this kind of value will occur. This kind of value will be inserted into the database, and the purpose of registration is 0 and 1. So this is what happens. And what if I do again exit? So I have, let's, okay, backend, just imagine with me. Okay, in our app, user registers, and OTP will be sent to their email. Okay, they haven't yet set password on our application. So user have registered in our application, but they haven't set their password on this system. Now, mis- due to some emergency, technical issue or something, they they cannot continue the step two of setting password on our system. So user is in a scenario where he have registered, he or she have registered, but haven't set any password, and now he or she reopen a mobile app or website, and now what he or she will do? So if he or she try to enter email and password, this will come. Okay, so this is the response I have sent to the front end to handle this kind of scenario. Obviously this is a unauthorized status code. I have sent this response, and in data I have sent this flag registration not complete, because what front end guys can do is that they can see the data, and if this kind of data is in the response of this specific API, what they can do is they can show user some screen or some toast. Hey, you haven't completed. Obviously a front end should not write hard code any this kind of message. They can show this message on a dialog and a button, continue your registration. In this way user can continue their registration. Or okay, I will explain or after some time. So I've shown some flag to the user. So right now I have sent a flag in this way for a front-end guy to handle this scenario. But if front-end guys says that they need flag on some other format, or I can send them. But the main point is when this kind of error occurs, I must send front-end some kind of flag so that they can handle this scenario. Okay. And now frontend will redirect user to the registration screen, and user will enter their details again. Look, I could have made an API where, since user have already entered email, I could have made an API where user will only enter email and I will fetch some another data and prefill on the text field. But for that, it causes security leaks because user have filled these details, and if I fetch these details from this email, it is a security risk because up until now the user is not authorized. Any random user can get user details just from their email. So to make this process secure, I must ask OTP. What I might have to ask is, I might ask user email, then send OTP to the user. User will enter the OTP, and from the email and OTP, I will get the previously fetched details of the user. But in my application, the details user have filled previously was only three field. So if the registration field was too big, like user have to enter 10, 20 details. In that case, I could have done that, but for now haven't done that. Okay, let's get started. In the next step, let's see this table again, and user table. Okay, look, the wrong attempts is updated to 1. I will explain wrong attempts later. If user haven't com- completed registration and tries to log in, do not update wrong attempt even if we got 403 status code. So I will explain wrong attempt later because right now I am explaining my project. At the same time, I am also doing a testing of my system. Okay, so I try to register again. Do, 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 do. And look, a new error message will be displayed. Re-registered successfully. Check email for OTP, and this time please complete all registration process. But imagine I didn't receive any OTP. Then what I can do is that basically I can click execute again. But what I've done is, if the time period to send two OTP is 1 minute, okay, I will show this API resend OTP. So let's say I have sent OTPs due to some reason the OTP expired and user tried to resend OTP. Then this is the validation which I have done on the system. New OTP can only be sent after 1 minute. This validation I have done in recent OTP API. That's so many database from purpose and from user ID. I've done this validation work. But what if a specific user intention is bad to get multiple OTP, they go one step back and again try to do register. In that case, OTP will be sent again. You cannot send, just imagine, okay? Register also sends OTP. Recent OTP also send OTP to a specific email. In recent OTP, the limit to resend an OTP is 1 minute. So user cannot resend OTP in 1 minute. But the register API also sends OTP. A user might be smart like me and they might go back and register again to receive new OTP before this. No new OTP can only be sent after 1 minute time frame. To prevent that, I have done this kind of val- validation. So if I execute it again, okay, since 1 minute was passed, it will show this error. If I execute this time, check email for OTP, it is sending a new OTP. But before 1 minute, if I click it again, it will show this because I cannot throw an exception here. I can throw an exception here, but I cannot throw an exception here. But user cannot resend an OTP for 1 minute. So let's wait for 1 minute. I will pause the video and come after 1 minute. I have to go washroom, brothers. Hello guys, I'm back and the 1 minute is completed. Now without wasting any time, I will just go fast in all API and show the entire flow instead of showing the worst case scenarios or extreme scenarios. Okay, generally what user do is that they enter their details, they get an OTP. So I could have done this thing asynchronous in next times. uh this close this. I will not. They will go to verify OTP. a a r a d ARADSY@mail.com. Oops, I mistakenly typed 1 at the end. Here is my OTP and it will show this. But if I type correctly, it will show this. OTP verified successfully. But actually, this verify OTP is useless. Why I will explain. Look at the set password screen also. I am asking both OTP and email. Test at the rate 123. So previously I saw just a few minutes before I said that I will only show you good case, but sorry guys, I will show the extreme case in detail. I will show my API in detail. Okay, look at why I said that this verify API is useless. That because just imagine an mobile application pent. In mobile application, what happens is that so this is an app and user enter an OTP here. OTP. So they register. Yeah, this is annoying. Register. They will enter OTP and they will set password. Set pass. So this is pass which user enters. Okay. In application, what happens is that user first register and during registration they enter their email a@b.com. After that, an OTP screen with resend button will appear. This is so annoying, guys. And user enter the OTP in this screen, but in this screen they are not setting password. They are just verifying whether their OTP is correct or not. If their OTP is correct, they enter a password in this screen. What we could have done is, so some of you might be confused why there is email in set password screen, why there is OTP field. User have in front end, user have already verified their OTP in this screen, but why API is asking OTP in this screen? Because sometime what might so if I remove this OTP from this API, what might happen is that a user have verified their OTP in this screen successfully, but there is some hacker who set password for that user just after this user verified. Okay, there is user one and there is hacker. The hacker is somehow, I don't know how, the user one verified his or her OTP but didn't set his or her password. but at that time a hacker might set password for this email without having any OTP. Due to this, in set password screen 2, we need to ask for OTP for security reason. But if that means that if you are already asking OTP in set password screen, but you know, so due to which what I've done is in verify API, it just returns OTP verified successfully. It does not do anything. If you look this, it do nothing. But if I actually set password, it will say what? Huh? Why it is not returning any accepts? I'm confused. Okay, I'm confused, so I will just resend OTP. I think there is some error on my set password screen. Email sent successfully. The message is also not, it must be OTP sent successfully. Set password and I will execute it. There is some error coming here. Let's see the response. Uh, unexpected egg oh, okay. So the error is 403, but the error is due to I forgot comma in this request. And when I click execute, account is created. And if you can, okay, the account is created and passport set successfully. If you look this table, basically account is created and the expiry is, so what I've done is once the OTP, okay, I will explain what I have done is, so OTP is one time password, but still in verify OTP, no matter how many times you try, you know it is not one time password. It might be a bad thing which I've done, but in verify OTP you can hit this API for 100,000 times, but in set password also you can. In my application, OTP one time password is a is valid till either the OTP is not expired, or till the OTP is used successfully. If the OTP is used unsuccessfully, then you can try it again. Okay. I am myself getting confused what I am saying, but you know this is you enter OTP, you set password, and once you know the set password, the purpose of, okay, I will explain again. The purpose of this OTP is to register. Once the purpose of this OTP is fulfilled, or once the OTP is expired, we cannot use this OTP again. Once the purpose of this OTP is expired, I'm sorry, once the purpose of this OTP is completed, the expiry date of the OTP is set to now. So I cannot again click this invalid OTP. By this, I also remembered one thing, that once user set password, even OTP is correct, cannot set password in register, cannot resend OTP, cannot, so register, okay. So user have successfully registered, and if I try this register API again, this is the exception which you will get. Usually with this email already exists, and let's try login. Login. Okay, before try login, I will just end this registration portion so that I can create a new video where I will explain. No, I will explain the same thing in this video. I will not create. I will create a new section where I will explain what I've done in login. So one thing last which I want to show is that okay. For now our system have a problem. So if you remember why I wrote this is that once user set password, even OTP is correct, cannot set password again. What I mean is that, so in my account I have successfully set the password, but again I am receiving an OTP to set my password. No, sorry guys, I'm confusing you. So again I can enter a new generated OTP and I can set a new password 333, and I believe that this is something bad which I have done which I need to fix. But for now, the another thing you can look in our system is that after successfully registering and after successfully setting password, user is also receiving an access and refresh token, and this response is the exact response which user is receiving in this login API. Okay, 333 111. I forgot the password. What was the password? 333 133. So the data which are receiving in login API and the data which are we are receiving in registered API is completely same, because just imagine, okay, you are a user and you are using a mobile application. You have completed all of the flow on the mobile application step by step, and you are at the end at the set password screen. You have registered, you have verified OTP. Now you are setting password, and setting password is also successful. So just now in the registration screen, you have entered your email, and just now in set password screen, you have entered your password. And after that, after successfully registering, if user is navigated to the login screen, this is a bad design principle. It creates, user experience bad. What I believe is that after successfully being registered, user must be directly navigated to the home screen instead of login screen. But I find this very annoying that most of the QA says that this is a bug when a user get navigated from register screen to directly to the home screen. They say user must be navigated from register screen to login screen, even it is success due to security. And I just want to debate with that damn it how it makes app secure, because it is doing nothing in security when we navigate user from register screen to login screen. User have just now entered their email, they have just now entered their password, and there is no sense on navigating them to the login screen saying that it will make your application secure. That's useless, but lots of QA complain and I have to debate with them. But me being a mobile developer, I care a lot about user experience. That's why I believe that after set password screen, or as per the flow of your application, when all of the registration process is 100% successful, instead of throwing user to login screen, you must throw them in home screen. And in order to throw a user to home screen, the API must return exact same data which we receive in login screen, that is access token and refresh token. So that set password final step is exactly same as login step. User don't need to log in themselves. Okay, so this is the access token and refresh token which we receive. I will explain this token after some while in the section 2 of this video. And that's all guys, that is all of the registration flow in my application. It's complicated, I know, but yo, we have completed it. Okay guys, I will show final few things. Okay, before completing, let's say in set password screen there is invalid OTP. What if I hit it again? Nothing happens. Okay, nothing happens. So that's all regarding registration. In the next section I will explain forgot password. So this actually my this course is the next section. I will explain forgot password, and in the next final section I will explain login and user controller. Okay, thanks. I will take some rest for my neck, otherwise I am talking a lot, which I usually don't do. Hello everyone. So this is the another module, and in this module I will explaining forgot password controller. So this is forgot password, and this API I'm supposed to enter email. Let's say I entered aradhya@yukmail.com, and then an OTP will be sent on my email. So this is the OTP. So one thing I need to verify is that, let's say I send an OTP for forgot password and try to use that OTP in recent set password this API. What will happen? So let's try it out. So it will tell invalid OTP because if you look into OTP table, so there is a field name purpose. It's separate, the purpose, and OTP sent in purpose name forgot password cannot be used on register. So this is the verify API. If I copy the same request here and if I paste it here and if I execute, it will return OTP verified successfully. And if I try to send it here again, it will send. Wait a minute. But if I just I realized one thing, that I could have made this recent and forgot password as the same API because they both are doing the same exact thing. You can make recent OTP and forward password as same API. So if I resend OTP, this error will be shown. But if I copy this OTP fast and try it out here and execute, it will successfully sending me an OTP. But this time limit is not interfaced in this. Okay, new OTP can only be sent after 1 minute. The 1 minute just exceeded because it was I I hit the previous API in 55 seconds. Email is being sent. So what I'm trying to show is that this 1 minute limit is not interfered here of register and forward password is separate purpose. And what I could have done is I could have made a same API for verify OTP, set password, recent OTP for this register and set password, and in the body I could have asked purpose, but I believe that this is a bad thing because, again, as I previously said, controller is a presentation layer, and in presentation layer, we should try our best to create API which gives a better user experience to the consumer of our API. And asking purpose and lots of other things makes the API hard to understand. And second, most problem is it increases coupling in our code, coupling, because for now in set password of if for now in set password of register there is a simple logic, but in future this logic might grow, but there is a that logic is only specific to register, is not applicable on forgot password. Then there is logic mismatch, and we need to insert lot of if condition on our code. And also in front end, it's too much hard. Let's say in set password of register we also need an ref id 123, but in forgot password set password, but in forgot password we don't need to enter ref id. Then what happens if we combine these two API instead? A frontend might get confused about that we are doing forgot password, why the API is asking me ref id, due to which I believe is that it is better to create two separate controller for the same purpose. So let's try it out. Execute this. Email sent successfully. I can go here. By the way, I am from Code Himalaya office. That's why I got this email. Execute OTP is verified. So now I will set password. Test at rate 123. Press on a write test. Oops. Our password must follow these conventions. 123. Oops. Our password also have a underscore. And this is password change successfully. And now if we try to log in, we can log in the right out. If we use old password, it will show invalid username or password. If we use new password, we get successfully logged in. So this is the forgot password in our application. One extra thing which I need to show, which is valid in both forgot password and register, is that if I go into, okay guys, you don't need to understand this code, just wait me. So this is the email service which is responsible for sending OTP to the user. For now, what I have done is that I have removed any code here below. This compiler is complaining and throwing me compile time error. True, I don't like commenting, instead just for mocking. The better approach is, env dot is staging, then only do this. No, it's local, then only do this kind of modification. But ignore this for now. What we will do is that we will shout the OTP is details dot get body. So instead of sending OTP to the email for few seconds, what I've done is that I have printed the OTP on our console. Some of might say that in staging I could have sent the OTP in response. I will do it in later. because for now I haven't done anything regarding, what we say, I haven't done anything regarding environment config. Even if you look my secret key, my secret key is also exposed here. In near future, if this app goes to production, I will change the secret key and put it in the, what we say, environment, and get it from application DME. But for now I haven't done that, due to which in response also I'm not sending OTP, because in future I might forgot. Let's say in register and forgot password, I am sending back OTP in response. In future I implemented environment, and I could forgot removing OTP from forgot password, and you know a huge security from my communal application. So this is our app. And so what I was trying to show is that if I try to send OTP for multiple time, one, so this limit is also causing troubles. Mm, Service, mm, OTP service, no, 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 return. Sorry guys, just for now I'm doing this kind of hardcore things. Uh, I could have, I should have first committed a code, then had done this kind of mocking, and once everything is done, I should have test, but I forgot that, and hard coded all of the testing. Sometimes what happens is that we do some mocking in our code just to test, but forgot we forgot to remove those mock, and those mock goes to production causing error. One, two, three. So let's say I generate OTP multiple times. There is 9. So this OTP is being generated. I do it multiple time. So this kind of exception occurred, in forgot password for a last 12 hour. My limit to send OTP is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In last 12 hour, I cannot send OTP more than 10. If I try to do so, it will show this kind of exception. Lots of OTP sent. Please try again later after few hours. Now I cannot even try this. Execute. Lots of OTP sent. I cannot even try. I can try this verify OTP and set password, but I cannot try these two. I cannot send any new OTP for next 12 hour. That's an extra validation which I've implemented in our code, and I was trying to demonstrate that. And the previous mocking which I've done was in order to demonstrate this. With this, my explanation of forgot password also comes to an end. In the next section, I will explain what I've done in register. So stay with me. Guys, this is the very bad thing I've done. Okay, let's git add, git add, git status, git diff, what head, uh, mm, 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 mm. Okay, everything git commit minus n, updating readme, git push origin. No, I can just write push because minus u origin main. So guys, after my demonstration of this thing, we can move to the next section. But before that, let me do a final test where mm, execute. Look, I can still send an OTP for purpose of register, but I cannot send an OTP for purpose of forgot password because for forgot password the limit is exceeded, but for register the limit is not exceeded. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I still got two more OTP which I can send for register in the last 12 hour. 1 2. Now for both there is total 20 rows, 10 for forgot password and 10 for register, and now I am both blocked on register and forgot password. I cannot send any more OTP. No matter which screen I try, the OTP will not be sent because the exception is thrown here. That's all. So that's all for this section. In next section, I will explain the final three API which I've created that are that are user controller and login controller. And okay, and again, I also want to say that the purpose of making this YouTube video is not to teach you anything. The purpose of to make this YouTube video is that I will learn new things, I will implement new things, and I will explain what I've done. Because in professional world, what we mostly need is first to debate with backend and QA, and second is to explain what we have done, and third to convey the client that let's not implement this new feature, it will break all of the code, please. So let's meet in next section. I will drink some water. Hello guys, and this is the final section of this video where I will explain login controller and user controller. Before explaining, let's register some new user. Are the two? I'm age 22. Execute. I will get an OTP. I will not get any OTP. Mm, uh, for now, OTP will be displayed because I haven't rerun the code where I removed these hard code things which will not OTP. Also because my mobile data is 0 and I am out of network, so I cannot send OTP on your mail. So I I OTP success sent. Let's go to verify OTP. Either two OTP verified. Let's set password 1 2 3 and account successfully created. Let's try to log in, and when we try to log in, we get the response. Yay! As you can see, you know, we got the same response here in here. So after set password also user will go directly to the home page, and after login also user go directly to the home page. The front-end guy have all of the data which they need to make the user to go into the home page. And if we go into jwt.io, I forgot guys, I don't have no data. Decode how. Okay guys, let's. Hello guys, welcome back. Previously I've created an account. Previously I've created an account named. These are the two @yopmail.com, and And I've done few changes for this demonstration. I have placed refresh token in login, but I will change this and again put it in user controller. So I've just now I have done and created an account, and as we can see, this is the response we got. This is the access token and this is the refresh token. One thing I need to explain is that this this access token this access token saves three values. It's in subject. It saves UID. In my application, it does not saves actual ID of the user. For security purpose, it will not save 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 9. Instead, when it is internally, it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 9, but all of the API API I have used UID to uniquely identify an user for security purpose. And another two things is created date and expiry date. So this token saves these three values when we decode it. Right now my internet is off, so I cannot decode it in jwt.io. For the demonstration, I have set the expiry date to 1 second. So as soon as this token is created, it get expired. So if I copy this token and authorize, and if I try to hit this API user, this access token will show unauthorized. So right now I am showing the bad scenario of access token. Ideally my app have expiry of 15 minutes, but for now it's just 1 second. The token is expired. I'm expiring this token because I want to show you guys the implementation of refresh token in my application, which is here. It is here because uh, in my previous, what happened is that my refresh token was in user, the access token get expired, and when I tried to refresh token, it was showing some error that access token is expired. The security filter was not allowing for this API to be hit if it was inside user controller. That's why I put refresh token inside login controller for just a small period of time. Okay, it's asking refresh token and it will generate. So as you can see, the refresh token is AO, and it also generated a new refresh token which it starts with PC. So this is the concept of refresh token rotation. You can search yourself refresh token rotation. So the problem with the refresh token is that the expiry date of refresh token is 15 days, and if some hacker finds the refresh token, they might misuse it. Due to this, you know, due to this, if a refresh token is used to refresh an access token, the old refresh token get expired and it creates a new refresh token. And if we try to, okay, let me copy this refresh token. Refresh token expired, please make new login, because the previous refresh token is expired. And if I try to use this again, it will just delete that refresh token as if this refresh token never existed at all. And but I can use this This is also actually a bad practice in refresh token expiry. If someone uses a wrong refresh token, the actual refresh token must also expire, which I will implement in near future. So this is a concept of refresh token. For the video demonstration, I will rerun my application. Okay, okay. If I run this, then say Swifting Fitness, select everything from fitness. I don't know why this is showing. This is actually a correct table. So just look at it. The user to have wrong attempts 0, and if I try to enter wrong refresh token again and again and again, the wrong attempt. Okay, this is also an error. The wrong attempt must increase, but I have hand. Let's see whether it is working on login or not. If I update lots of wrong password, look, the wrong attempt is being increased on every time I input an wrong password. Once I input a correct password, the wrong attempts get resetted to 0. But if for 5 times, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've entered wrong password for 5 times. Now if I try to execute it, okay, 6 times, 7 times, 8, 9, 10. So it's actually 10 times. Look, if I enter wrong password for 10 times, my account get blocked till this date, which means I am not allowed to use this account till tomorrow. So for 24 hours my account is blocked, and I cannot log in inside my application. So, but if there are some user who already have access token, they can access it, because access token are stateless. I got no way to remove them from my database. But I cannot do lots of things. Let's try whether I can do forgot password if my account is expired. Okay, your user account is logged due to suspicious request. Please try again later. I cannot do forgot password. I cannot do the refresh token is invalid, by the way. So this is one of the security things which I have implemented in my application. So let's see the good scenario. If I insert correct credential and click execute, I will get access token. If I try to authorize this logout, authorize. So as you can see, now the expiry of access token is 15 minutes instead of 1 second. So so this API does not needs any authorization. This API needs authorization, but for this demonstration, I have temporarily disabled it because there was some bug. But this API needs authorization. I just now authorized my API. When I execute it, I am getting all of the details of the user. In this way, I have created this project where I have completed entire registration flow, and I have created a video which is So it is showing 1 hour 9 minutes, but you know some of the portion of the video went bad, due to which I will crop it and it will be less than 1 hour. The portion which went bad was, I will show it to you. Previously it was like this. User service. Why I'm using my mind. Just copy it. So these are bad codes. I don't need git stash. Ah, git add, git commit, refresh token, readme. So what was previously happening? Let, let's say the expiry of access token is only 1 second. That means as soon as we create the access token, it will get expired. I am doing this because I want to test a scenario where access token is expired and then user is trying to access the resources with which needs authorization. Let me first to log in. I got access token and refresh token. Let me authorize my app using, look, the previous token which from which I have authorized this token have expired of 15 minutes. So when I hit this, I will get details successfully. But when I click, so this was my previous video due to which I decided to place refresh token inside login controller. If I put it this access token which is already expired, and a correct access token, I'm getting this kind of error which is actually a wrong error because refresh token is used to refresh an access token, but once access token is expired, I am not able to hit the refresh token in order to refresh the access token. Due to which temporarily I placed this refresh token in this controller for previous portion of the video. So that's all for my video. One last thing I want to say is that since in my app there's a logic that one user can log in multiple accounts, due to which in due to which this user to log in device 1, he will get this refresh token. 8, he will do login in another device, he will get this refresh token B. And using this API, if a user try to rotate refresh token and get new access token, and if he or she enter 8 and click enter, a new refresh token will be generated, let's say 9, and the 8 refresh token will get expired, but the B refresh token don't get expired because from some another device, the device who is a valid device who is actually logged in user have saved another B refresh token. Okay, that's why. So I'm trying to say two things that due to my business logic, number one, the only refresh token which is sent get expired. Number two, due to this logic in login, every time I hit the API, it will return a new refresh token. That's all. In the next video, I will go into the code and again explain these kind of boring things. I will only explain the take behind it, what I understand this did. I will not explain the business logic in my application. And again, if some of might think that it is useless to explain these projects, I don't think so. I'm making this video to improve my English skill. I'm not making to improve my teaching skill. I will do it later, but for now, explaining myself is important because in professional world, that's what most scenario are. I do a work and I need to explain myself that I have done it. Also, I need to debate with backend, QA, client. Thanks guys, tata bye bye. Don't forget to watch the next video. Yeah.